There's one player who won 2 out of the last 4 solo cash cups, and no, it's not Peterbot. This guy has been dominating EU, and his name is Fishy. I mean, if you just look at his match history, it's insane. He gets first, second, he doesn't stop. So the first question that popped up in my mind was simple: what medallion does he go for? Because I thought he has to be dropping on the hive every game. But to my surprise, he doesn't go for any medallions or mythic POIs, which means his strategy works from any drop spot. And that's actually perfect, since Epic just removed all the medals from the game. So as a competitive player myself, I decided to study the strategies of Fishy and test it in the next solo cash cup. The first step was to have a very simple and clean early game, but I just followed the early game course inside Fortnite Academy, so that was not a problem for me. You will almost never see Fishy fight off spawn. He's just doing his own thing, and if he sees a player, he might just disengage. A lot of players have the wrong idea about the early game. The early game should be very simple and should be all about survival. When you're making an early rotate like this, you're going ahead of everyone else. Everyone is still distracted looting their drop spots while you're already on the rotate. So if you have a very clean and fast early game, you can have a big advantage over all of the other players when trying to get into a good position. Fishy is also not afraid to tank Storm in some of these earlier zones to avoid players. So right here he's chilling in what was previously the hive. And then you'll probably see him take a launch pad or a geyser to get deeper into zone. Now, if everything goes according to plan, he is absolutely stacked going into the endgame. But this doesn't always happen, and sometimes he actually gets griefed a lot. But luckily, Fishy has an insane ability to find refreshes and fight for kills. In almost every single game right before the endgame, in about 6th or 7th zone, so in the half-half zones, Fishy just finds the craziest refresh opportunities. And when he gets those kills, he's ready to win the game. And I think this is actually a crucial element to his playstyle. So being super aggressive for refreshes right before the endgame. But when I tried this in my own solo cash cup, I noticed that sometimes I actually lose more than that I gain. And in some games I actually got so scuffed that it actually got me killed. So I think a good rule of thumb would be to get refreshes only if it seems really free. If there's a high risk of you losing a lot of HP or builds, then it's probably not worth going for. So only look for free kills and free refreshes, and otherwise maybe leave it. And then in endgame the game plan is clear. Fishy wants to take height. He plays for height in every single game. In all of his wins and all of the second places, he goes for height and he maintains it till the end. So right now I'm gonna show you a couple of these height takes. So if you find yourself in a good situation in the endgame, then maybe you can take it for yourself. For instance, right here, Fishy spots that people are using a launch pad. He goes on it, luckily doesn't block himself, and now he's just gonna stay up in the air for as long as possible. And technically, if you are high up like this, you are the high ground. You are the highest person in the lobby, so you have the high ground. And if you can just dive down on the highest layer, then you can take it from frontside, and that's exactly what Fishy does. So he stays up, and eventually he dives down, and he just claims height. Now, since there are a lot of padders in the air right here, you gotta maybe force them down, and that's what Fishy does a lot. He just sprays up, so people will drop below him. The fact that he's spraying up alarms all of these players that high ground is aware and you can't just jump on him for free. He even decides to double dip right here, which is crazy. Now once again, Andelux on height, but he still wants to take it. So he's gonna fizz up, go up like this, and just build fight for it. And Andelux, as you can see right here, he literally drops. He has 37 builds, he has a mythic revolver, he has everything, and yet he drops down from height. And this will happen more often than you think. People really don't seem to be playing for height as much, only when it seems absolutely free. So right here, just spraying up, and he even finds himself a free refresh. Once again, spraying up to make sure that the padders can't just drop on height for free. So all of these players are just gonna go below him. He's making sure that he knows if these players want to contest height, but almost none of them do. Yeah, none of them do it. And I hope you guys are able to tarp, which is one of the easiest things to do. And then it just maintains height from here. Of course, if you have some spraying weapons, you can laser everyone. If you have double pump, it also works. You can just spray the tops. crazy strats to spray out the launch pads so kids won't go up. And this was not an easy game. You had Andelix in the game, you had Tayson, you had Vostroki, you had so many pros in this game. And yet, Fishy is just chilling on the high ground right here. Nobody was able to take the height off him. And eventually he drops down. Gets this kill. Now there's 4 players and he actually finds a Fizz with 300 HP inside it. And if you don't win this game, then you might as well quit. And Fishy even picks up the Elin and he wins. GG. Now in the title of this video I told you that this strategy actually worked for me. And it did. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. As you can see, coming out of the early game with some stacked loadout. 5 noodles. I hope you guys remember noodles. In the mid game, basically the same loadout. I guess I used some of the noodles. I actually ran into some mid game problems, but we're good, we're good. I'm gonna focus on this first kill right here. Now right here, I was able to get a kill. So I was like, okay, I kind of need a refresh. So I'm like fully scouting the whole time. I was able to beam this kid a little bit. Then I forced him inside and there was a kid behind him who cracked him. And I got the kill through the window. And I was playing aggressive. I was like, okay, you know, I can lose some HP, but most likely if I fight for this loot, I'll gain more than that I lose. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fight for that loot. There's like guaranteed loot right here. That's the thing. If I'm just fighting for a kill like this, you know, like I might get this loot, but we might just trade and eventually I decide to back off, you know. But there's guaranteed loot right here. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get that, get fully stacked. And this was a massive refresh for me. As you can see, full chilling at this point. You know, purple revolver, cap mats. I'm chilling to go into this endgame. Now, a little bit later, still chilling. I actually make a pretty nice play. Go for some extra loot once again. Claiming some loot. Now, 140 builds going into this endgame. I was following Fishy's example. I was like, yeah, I'm going to fight for good loot. If an opportunity like this presents itself, then I'm just gonna go for it, you know? And right here as well, I was like, okay, you know, zone pool is far. I'm not gonna go yet. I noticed this guy is using his void mask. The void masks have recently been removed, but it's fine. I jumped in this box, double pumped, easy. That was the easiest kill ever, and now I should be cap. And now I can just go into zone for free. Now zone hasn't expanded, so usually on this first moving rotate, I call this first moving by the way. I just wait for zone to expand a little bit and then I go. Apparently just using all of the metal to go on a high layer. So from here I can use one void mask and just stay on a super high layer, of course. Now, a lot of you guys would actually take height at this point in the game, and I think it's a mistake. And the reason why it's a mistake is because you're just gonna lose more mats for nothing, basically. Like, your goal is to survive till the end of the game. And yes, high ground is a way to do that. High ground is actually one of the safest spots to be honest. But if you can just like chill in these few first moving zones, like first moving, second moving, you don't have to like build up the height right here. Like in duos and trios, taking height at this point in the game is a lot better because you have more mats to maintain it. And you also have 3 eyes, like a whole trio that can look down, spray team, spray second height. So it's a lot easier to maintain in duos or trios. So that's actually a very important decision that I just boxed up. I have 140 builds. I'm not going to waste any of these builds. I'm playing this perfectly. I'm going to win this game. Now, zone pulls north. So it kind of pulls back towards my old boxes. Not going to reuse those. I'm playing for height. And I'd like to take height near the end of this zone. So I'm going to wait for an opportunity very soon. Front side of this zone. Was waiting for that kid, cracked him. Just griefing the lobby a little bit as I'm just doing nothing. Now we go to front side, make a small mistake with the void mask. I actually teleported all the way into storm. So I had to go back in, chilling. Quick stair tarp, call myself, side jump, go on a high layer. So now I'm on a much higher layer, right? And now I'm actually in an opportunity to just go up on height. Either void masking up or just build fighting for it, literally. And this is like one small decision that won me this game. So here I'm like, yeah, let me just go up on height. I didn't even know where height was exactly. Like, that is how, like, playing for height, you really don't need to play perfectly, not gonna lie. Like if you make mistakes like this, not even knowing where height is and just cranking for it, you can still sometimes get it. Like I just build fight for it, and I just take it. I block them off. He tried to mantle on top of me, and now yes, I invested a lot of mats. I have 66 builds, and yet I'm able to maintain this. Especially since I have the Void Mask. Now it would be ideal with this new meta if I had Crash Pads and Fizz, of course. If I have no Fizz, it's difficult. If I have no Crash Pads, it's difficult. Using a Void Mask to stay up, which is a nice play, but meta. Spraying down, that kid got killed. I'm just spraying all of these teleporters. Now what you don't want to do is tarp too much. So I'm staying at this edge right here. I'm not going to tarp all the way in. Like in duos or trios you might want to tarp a bit further. But at this point, like, there's no need. I have like 46 builds. Notice I only use 200 builds. 200 builds, this all rotate. Because I'm just single tarping on height. Nobody's really looking up for it. Now I do, you know, here I should have just shot anyways. Sometimes you have to let the lobby know that there is a high team. Like if second height thinks there's no height above him because he doesn't hear anything, then he might look up for it and, you know, try to contest you. So like, I'm still looking at second height, which is good. Now I didn't really spray. Now right here, for instance, like I get chopped, and this might be a crazy coincidence, but you know, I wasn't spraying before, so maybe that's why a kid looked up, you know. Now I was able to connect, and now I have to just spray the tops. Like I thought this was the kid, so I just focused on the kid that was looking up, which is really important. Now I have very low builds, so I'm like, okay, let me just do this, go down a little bit. Cheap tarp. Very cheap tarp. Like I have 300 mats. Look at how scuffed my mats are. Now there's actually a kid looking up for it. So this could be like a moment where I could just lose height if I'm not careful, right? Now luckily this kid only had a pump and just pumped me like this, which is crazy bad. And he didn't contest me for it. Now I'm spraying him. The only reason why all of this happened is because I teleported down, right? I teleported down to save mats. Now here, I even teleported down once again. And I'm just doing these single zone war stairs, right? Spraying down. Now this whole endgame, I haven't gotten any refreshes. So I took some storm before. I don't know if you remember when I misused the teleport mask. I haven't gotten any kills yet. But typically on height, you do get like a free kill somewhere, and I get it right here on Kiki coming out of zone. And then I actually made a pretty nice play, not gonna lie. I teleported on these builds, which makes no sound, and then I just camp on these builds right here. And I kind of wait. I heard the skid pop in minis, and I kind of just wait exactly for the moment he's about to edit this wall. Then I drop down in his face, and he's like, oh, so unlucky, but it's perfectly timed by me. And I get in his face, double pump. Get that kill, finally get some builds back. Now this kid, I heard had Fizz, so I have to be a bit careful that he doesn't just jump up. Here I actually stayed too low, I could have just stayed up. I gave him a shot right there. But with the double pump, I simply won the game, you know, like, yeah, I played this game very well, the whole game. I hope you guys appreciate the fact that I'm leaking the strategies for free on YouTube. So make sure to like, subscribe, and everyone comment WVODs. I'll put it right here, comment WVODs. And if you would like to join my educational platform, Fortnite Academy, it's the first link in the description, completely for free. That's also where I'll be posting the entire VOD review of Fishy. And I've also just posted an amazing VOD review for Deva, the teammate of my ex-teammate Arku. Now have a great day and good luck in your cash cup. Peace.